It is. Oh,
Hello everyone, this is Where in Time and Space, and today I'll be doing another review in my new series of reviews. So this series I'll be looking at every single first episode from the new series of Doctor Who. I'm on series 3 now, episode 1, so Smith and Jones, as you probably could tell by the title, but I've already done Rose and New Earth, the series 1 and 2 opening episodes. So if you want to check them out, please do. It really helped me. Please like, comment and subscribe. And yeah, so now I'll get on to the plot for Smith and Jones. And just to tell you, there will be some spoilers, so if you haven't watched this or don't want to know what's happened, please do not watch this video because it will spoil the story. Now I'll get on to the plotline. So we first see Martha, a new character, walk down a London street, and she is on the phone to her family. What you can pick up from this conversation is that her mother and father have split up or are divorced because her father has a new girlfriend and they don't get on very well. It is her brother's birthday, so they are deciding plans for that, and the mother does not want Martha's father's girlfriend to come. So then we see a scene where the Doctor walks up to Martha in the street and goes, like so, see, and takes off his tie. She's very bewildered by what he was doing, but this will come back later. She then goes to the hospital where she is training to be a doctor, and she gets ready for training. She is then met by this patient called Florence, and she has a very peculiar symptoms. They find out it's because she's eaten salad all the way through the past few evenings. Then they get on to the Doctor, where Martha puts a stethoscope to his heart, and obviously she finds out that he has two hearts. But she asks him about the incident that she had earlier in the morning, and he does not know what she's talking about. She's also very bewildered, but that he has two hearts, and yeah, that's quite confusing for her. The next thing we see is the rain outside. Martha's on a break, and it starts going up the building, which was really weird, and they're transported to the moon. Everyone is screaming and shouting because they're on the room and then all distraught and distressed, but Martha is trying to think of really logical explanations to work out what this is. The Doctor then comes out behind a curtain, fully dressed, not in his hospital clothing, in a new blue suit, and he says, very good explanation, and they both go out on a balcony and find that the air is sealed in through a force field. They then find the ships have landed, and Judoon, a new monster, has come out of them and are the intergalactic police. So they think a non-human is being housed in this hospital. So they are searching for a non-human, and that obviously is bad for the Doctor since he is also a non-human. So the Doctor has to try and find this non-human before the Judoon do, because otherwise they will kill all the people inside the hospital. So then the Doctor and Martha are trying to find this non-human, and Martha goes into the person who is teaching her's office, and he is dead, and sees this woman sucking her blood. They run away from this slab, which is sort of her slaves, and they try and chase after Martha and the Doctor. Then the Judoon all come in and scan all of the humans and put an X if they have been scanned. But the Doctor then has a plan and works out that if he gets the non-human, Florence, who was met earlier in the story, to drink his blood, it will come up as non-human. So he pretends to be human and gets her to drink his blood. So then Martha has to then lead the Judoon into the electromagnetic room, and the Doctor is dead on the floor, and she then is scanned by Martha, and it brings up a trace as non-human, and then a full scan is done to work out that she is the non-human they are tracking down. She is then killed because she is trying to hide away from the Jadoon, and she has done something to the electromagnetic scanner to make it implode, so it will kill half of the side of the Earth and everyone in the hospital. Then the Doctor is obviously dead, and the Jadoon have left. So Martha tries to wake up the Doctor and bring him back to consciousness, and she managed to do so in her last breath. She then falls and passes out because the oxygen is obviously draining, since the only oxygen they have is in the force field. Everyone in the hospital is passing out, but the Doctor managed to stay awake and stops the electromagnet from activating. The Jadoon then transport the hospital back to Earth, and everything is back to how it was. The Doctor then leaves in the TARDIS, and Martha sees him leave as she exits the hospital. She then, in the evening, goes to her brother's birthday party, and there's a big argument outside of all her family. And Martha then sees the Doctor walk from this alley and goes to follow him, and he is there standing next to the TARDIS. Then we get that whole miracle thing we come to know of. It's bigger on the inside, and Martha is going, like, looking in and out and seeing it. But the Doctor asks her to come with him, and she says no because she's got exams and things. And then he says, oh, it also travels in time, and goes back in time to take his tie off at what we saw at the very start of the episode. And then she believes him, and that's where it begins. So that's the plot line of this story. So now I'll go on to what I liked and what I disliked. So it was a very different introduction to the Doctor, since we did not follow the Doctor at the very start, and it was similar to Rose, because it followed the companion more so than the Doctor, and we just found him in the hospital. We did not get any introduction of why he was there. So it was a very nice introduction again, and I did like this. When the rain was going up, Martha's sister was looking outside and said the rain was going up. However, I did not think this would be very accurate, since the rain that she was seeing, she was so far back, she would not be able to see that it was going up. She probably thought that it was her imagination, but for those water droplets to be going up, she would have to have pretty good eyesight for her to see that the rain was going up. Female Agyeman also links about her role in Army of Ghosts, as she says Martha's cousin is the person in Canary Wharf who was obviously killed and controlled by the Cybermen. We get a nice introduction to the Jadoon, and as they storm into the hospital, and yeah, that was quite a nice scene too. And the Jadoon, I found, the Doctor is very arrogant against them, thinks they're very thick, and yeah, to be honest, they are, but they're sort of the space police of the whole universe. It had some very funny scenes again with David Tennant, and yeah, it was just so funny to see him acting in really stupid, silly ways. And it had, I think, a really good plot line. You could definitely understand each segment, and it sort of all made sense, and I thought it was quite a good story. Martha's introduction to the TARDIS was nice and well planned. I really like that. But it was sort of more or less the same by saying it was bigger on the inside, and it can also travel in time. It was very similar to Rose's introduction, actually. And the only thing that I did not like about this is, how did the Doctor know where Martha would be that evening? Yeah, I did not think he would know where Martha would be that evening, so it was sort of hard to tell how he knew, but I don't know, maybe Martha said something to him in the hospital, but we didn't get a scene of that, so it could be a deleted scene. I don't think it is, though. So this story was really good. I really did like it. I felt the plot line was good, the story was good, and the Plasmavore. the creature, the non-human that they were trying to track down, Florence. She was really creepy and very scary, but I did not feel she was a very strong villain that they were trying to catch. This story sort of had two villains, the Jadoon and the Plasmavore, Florence. But I felt the Jadoon were really powerful, and you sort of understood them more than Florence, the Plasmavore. So I give this story an 8 out of 10 again, because it was just such a great story, and I felt it was really strong in the plot line and everything like that. I really did like this story. So thank you for watching this review. If you liked it, please like it, please subscribe as well, and comment as well, and just check out my other videos too. So thanks for watching, and goodbye. That is a pretty good price, and on eBay some of these figures do go for quite high amounts, but it's a really nice set. You get